I've had a claim. What do I do? I'm Justin.
And I am Aaron.
And this is Insurance Hacks, and we're here to help you by using our considerable years of insurance experience to hack your way through the modern day buying, owning, and making claims on your auto insurance. I want to start by saying if you are on the side of the road and you've just had an accident, this is not the video for you. This is for later. Go back and watch the other video we made about how to handle that part of the claims process. So we're going to go into just the property damage part in this video. We're not going to speak to bodily injury. It's very complicated and a lot more drawn out. The property is pretty straightforward. So let's start with how does it go? So the first thing you should have done is call the other person's insurance. If they're not responding or if it's not going the way you would expect it to go, then you need to call your own insurance. You'll have an adjuster. You'll have them to deal with. They're going to help you figure out where the claim is going to go. They're going to help you figure out the value of the car and make you an offer for the value of that car. So it starts with the adjuster and you've got to work with them. I want to say this. A lot of times we hear, hey, my adjuster won't call me back. And then we talk to the adjuster and they say, John doesn't listen to his voicemails or he's not returning my call. Adjusters have a lot of ground to cover. They have many people they're dealing with, not just you. They want to expedite this process. They're not paid on how many dollars they save the insurance company, but more, how long does it take for them to process your claims? And so be aware that they want to communicate with you. They want to get this process done. So make sure that you're having an open line of communication with your adjuster.
Yeah, if you don't get that communication, you are genuinely trying to answer your phone, you're calling them back when they call you, and you're just not getting anywhere, you're going to have to work your way up the chain of command. Best tactic is to go ahead and get the supervisor's email address, send an email to the adjuster and the supervisor spelling out that professionally and in a nice tone, you've been trying to get a hold of them, but haven't received any calls back. You're unable to communicate. The claim is going on a long time. These are things that supervisors don't want to hear because they're looking for that right mix of quality and quantity. I want to see this adjuster be able to handle a lot of claims without just having to fight their way all the way through the valuations all the time.
I want to echo his sentiment that really you have to remember during this process, there are humans involved. And whenever there are humans involved, you always get more with kindness than you do with anger.
Yeah, but there are bad adjusters out there who aren't good at their jobs.
Without
I think we've
question.
all worked with that coworker who never called people back and really wasn't there enough to be able to do their job well. It happens in adjuster departments just the same as it happens in companies like yours. So you've got to work your way up the chain of command. If it's not working, you're not getting through to the supervisor, you're not hearing back from the supervisor either, you're going to have to keep working up that chain of command. Who's their supervisor? This would be a great time if you have an agent who you're working with, call them, get them involved, and they can go even higher in the chain of command than you can go.
Right, remember, your agent has thousands of policies. You have one. That's not to say they won't listen to you, but sometimes the loudest squeaky wheel gets the grease. So that's how to deal with that first part of it. What about how they value your car? They're there to lowball you, right?
Oh, of course, they want to pay as little as possible all the time. They're just making up numbers out of thin
nowhere.
air.
That's not true. Okay, so
How do they make it up then?
how do they make it up? So it's a
Well, don't make it up. How do they come to that conclusion on what that number is?
Okay, so it's a process, and it's what they're going to offer you for your car are comparables, vehicles that are similar to yours, similar year, make, model, trim level, and miles. And they can find those comparables from all over the place, okay?
Not all over the place, maybe about a 500-ish mile radius,
that's fair.
something like that.
That's fair. I was thinking Rhode Island, but yeah, sure. 500 miles, there's got to be some cars outside of Rhode Island. But they're going to find those comparables, and they're going to kind of average those and really come up with a number that makes sense. They're really not trying to lowball you. Now, what if you feel like they are?
Well, the best thing to do is remember they're starting with comparables. So they came up with that number from somewhere. And I'll tell you, it wasn't from Kelley Blue Book or NADA.
Right.
It wasn't from just going on autotrader.com. A lot of times there's a third-party company that's providing these comparables and an average value of the three comparables, but you are within your rights to request proof of those comparables to see what they were looking at. And then you can see, does this car really compare to my car? You got to be objective to this. Mileage is objective. paint, trim, wear and tear on the vehicle, those things are very objective. So you can point those out and really get to a better conclusion of what that is. So you go through those comparables and you cannot come to an agreement on what the vehicle should really be worth. Then you might have to work into the other mechanisms of the policy. Things like the appraisal clause, go into arbitration. There are other avenues for you to continue to push that value, and you may have to seek those out.
It all depends on how much that time is worth to you. Now, what about the things that you put on your car? Your custom stereo, your fancy wheels, your lift kit and the fancy wheels. How is that stuff accounted for?
Well, if this is the first the insurance company is hearing of it, you can pretty much guarantee that it is not going to be accounted for in the final value. They're not going to run comparables with other modified vehicles that are similar to yours. They're going to run them based on the stock vehicle, based on the VIN that's on the vehicle. If you paid for extra parts coverage for custom parts and accessories, that number is going to be added to the total loss number that they come up with, the total value, actual cash value of your vehicle. Then they'll add that custom parts and accessories coverage on to that valuation. But if you didn't tell anybody and they're just finding out about it at claim time, you may get lucky to have a policy that just automatically includes $1,000 or so of custom parts and accessories coverage, but many policies won't. And they're going to pay you what the comparable value of the core vehicle minus any modifications would be worth.
So you've modified your vehicle, you're okay with the number, but you want to keep it because it's just ugly now. Or you think that you can repair it. Can you do that?
You can if you want to. Now keep in mind, they're only paying for what they're paying for what they see. So if they see those parts on there, they're their parts. And if you're going to try and recoup those, you're going to have to go through that salvage value in order to recoup all of that vehicle. So what they're going to do is they're going to look at what is the total loss value of the vehicle minus what is the salvage value of this vehicle right here. And you're going to walk away with your vehicle and a check. Is it going to be a salvage title? There's no way to tell. I can't tell you this on this video because I don't know what you did to your car to be watching this video right now.
Right, and I don't know what state you're in.
Yeah.
Depends on the state.
So who knows what the laws are, but not always a salvage titled vehicle just because you got paid on a total loss. That's something you're gonna have to work on with the adjuster and identify that.
So that's if your car is totaled. What if it's not totaled? Can you use your own shop? Do you have to go through the insurance company shop?
I got the answer to this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. I just gave two options there.
You could take either one of those options if you want. You could take it to your own shop. You could take it to the shop that the insurance company recommends, one of the ones in their network. Let's talk about sending it to the insurance company's shop. I'll give you the pros and cons of that. So the pros are the insurance company is going to guarantee the work on that vehicle. If something goes wrong a few months down the road as part of the repairs that were made to the vehicle, the insurance company is going to back that up and make the shop repair that. They're going to work with the shop to make sure it gets repaired without you having to come out of pocket for extra money. If things do go that direction, both the shop and the insurance company have a vested interest in making sure that your repair is done and done correctly. The shop wants to keep getting referrals from the insurance company. The insurance company doesn't want to send vehicles to a shop that cannot efficiently process claims. Claim process should be as short as it could possibly be based on the availability of parts, because the shop doesn't want a vehicle sitting around in its shop forever if they're only making so much money on it, and the insurance company doesn't want to keep paying shop time for a vehicle that's not getting repaired. So there is a vested interest there. The cons of taking to the insurance company shop, I honestly can't think of many. I suppose the things that consumers may think of is the shops aren't convenient to me, and that makes total sense. If you got a shop you work with close to you, I'd probably go there too if it's not convenient for me. But it maybe you've worked with that shop before and you know what to expect of them, and you don't like the level of work that they're gonna do. It's fair, it's understandable. Then there's one that I hear from people that are a little bit suspicious of the relationship between the insurance company and the shop, thinking that the shop is going to do sub-quality work so the insurance company can pay less, or they've got some special deal worked out to screw you over in some kind of way. But that's not been my experience. I've seen a lot worse problems when people go through their own shop than I've seen when they're going through the insurance company shop, because at the end of the day, the insurance company wants to get it fixed efficiently.
Right. I'm yes on the other side. I have my own shop. I have cars that I love very much, and I might bump into things now and again. And so I'm familiar with the shop I work with, ethics. I'm used to their turnaround time. And so I would take it to my own shop. I'll also go over the pros and cons of that. As I just said, I'm very familiar with them. I know how they work. I have a real relationship with this shop. I have an understanding of how they work. They have an understanding of who I am. We are working together. What are the cons though? The cons are a lot higher here. There's no guarantees. There's no timeline really. The insurance company in their own shop is going to keep that moving through there. They don't want to pay storage fees. Your own private shop may think that an insurance company claims payout is a big lottery win for them. There are budget constraints to what the insurance company is going to do. There are certainly challenges with the shops that don't care for insurance companies at all, and they can absolutely slow your claim up. I could tell you nightmare stories too, where it's not the client and it's not the adjuster that's dragging their feet, it's the shop because they're not getting what they want from the insurance company. So there's pros and cons on both things. I would echo his advice. If you don't really have a relationship with a shop the way I do, go to the insurance company shop. It just makes a lot of sense.
So once it's in the shop and it's getting repaired, let's talk about that repair process. What is that gonna look like? What kind of parts are we using to repair my car?
This is something that a lot of people are challenged by because it doesn't come up until this moment, right? And so the insurance company is going to repair your car the quickest, least expensive, and best way possible within the parameters they've built. So that can mean refurbished parts, OEM parts that have been refurbished by professionals and are used. It can mean aftermarket parts that are not Ford stamped. Are they worse parts? No, certainly not. It's how you might get it repaired if you took the shop there on your own.
Some people may say they are worse parts, and absolutely understandable. Some people may think this really diminishes the value of the vehicle by not using Ford parts and instead using aftermarket parts. To each his own. But let me tell you, if you're in the middle of a claim right now, it's too late, because your policy language probably has the standard language saying the insurance company can use the most cost-effective means to repair your vehicle. So the time to think about this, and maybe it's for the next accident you're going to have, is to go back to your agent and buy coverage specifically that says they're only going to use OEM parts. There's another video about that, but you can get that on your policy if you really want it before you have a claim.
Likewise, that rental car is important to think about before you have your claim. So what are you doing while your car is in the shop, yours or theirs, for a while? What are you driving? In general, it's going to be a rental car. If the other person is at fault, their company should put you in a similar car. If you drive a Tahoe, you should get something similar, not a Volkswagen Beetle. If you drive a Beetle, you should get something similar, not a Tahoe. So that's kind of one of the rules the insurance companies have. Likewise, they can also look at what kind of coverage you carry for a rental car. If you carry the bare minimum, they might be able to get away with putting you in the bare minimum car they can get away with. So does that last forever though? Does that go on for as long as my shop takes to repair my car? Or as long as it takes me to find a car that I like to replace my car?
No.
No? Why not?
No, because there's going to be a limitation. If it is your coverage that's paying for your rental car, you're going to have a 30-day maximum on that rental car. If it is the other party's insurance company paying for your rental car, 30 days is the window they're shooting for. But if there's some reasonable delays, they will have to extend that rental car time. But if the delays are because you wanted to take it to your shop and it's taken too long to get your vehicle repaired, they can stop that rental car coverage after about 30 days. So you want to make sure that you're working with a shop who's going to get the job done and talking to your adjuster about that rental car coverage.
Sure. You've got your rental car, you've gotten your car in the shop. How long should the entire claims process take, start to finish?
30 days is the window they're shooting for. That's what's best for the insurance company.
That it has to take 30 days?
I mean, they want it to take 30 days. So all repairs are not created equal. Some repairs do take longer. Sometimes we have a total loss, but we don't know it until we've been working on the car for 2 or 3 weeks, and we keep pulling it apart. finding more damage, submitting supplementals to the insurance company. And then we get to a point where the insurance company says, well, that's going to be a total loss. So there could be extenuating circumstances that extend the claim longer than 30 days, certainly. But for all parties' sake, for the insurance company, for the shop, for the client who's had the accident, 30 days is a long time to be working on one problem. So we want to be able to wrap it up, quicker than that.
You bet.
Yeah. Another question that people want to know,
Please.
since we're on a claim video.
I was about to wrap it up, but by all means, let's give the people what they want.
So another thing people want to know is, how is this going to affect my rate?
Ah, that's a big one.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, it's probably the least important question you ought to be asking right now.
Right.
Because it's too late. Que sera, sera.
The ball is a-rolling.
Exactly. Your rate is going to do what your rate does. Frankly, the way rates have been going, everybody's rates are going up anyway. It's going to be hard to tell the difference between what went up because of the rate increase and what went up because of the accident that you had. So if you're not splitting hairs, don't worry about it too much. If it's really causing you a lot of angst, I don't know that I can give you the answer that's really going to help you, except to say that every piece of activity that an insurance company can see on your record is going to affect your rate in some way. If it's an at-fault accident, it's going to affect it more. If it's a not-at-fault accident, it should not affect it as much, but that as much leaves a lot to work with there. There's a lot of interpretation there.
Yeah, absolutely there is. So this is one of our longer videos. There's a lot of information to digest when it comes to claim. I hope this helped you kind of see what's coming through the future. I hope it helps you get your head around some of the things you're going to experience over the next couple of days. Or if you're one of those people who does their homework, you're now really prepared for what to expect.
I hope this video helped you navigate this claim process a little bit more. If you are in the middle of a claims process right now, I hope this video has been helpful for you and helps you navigate that situation a little bit easier. If you are not in the middle of a claims process right now, good on you for watching our video and being prepared. You are ready. The next time you smack into something, you'll be able to navigate that claim like a pro. But if you do have any questions about anything we went over, please leave them in the comments section below. We'll definitely respond to them, may even make a special video just for you. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and come back and see us next time.
The Phoenix Insurance for you.